So let's go in and do the quote of the day. And the quote of the day is, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And that's from Thomas A. Edison. And I had a vision in my head of what it would look like to put these scarves up on my ceiling. Like they were going to be drapey, they were going to be pretty, they were going to be sheer, so they wouldn't be like, they're still blocking some light like on the sides, but the downlight is not obstructed. I even had put a scarf over the light at one point just to see. It was like a pale peachy pink color. It was, I was like, well, maybe I should look for something white because I tend to stay away from white stuff in general because it gets dirty, especially if we're talking about a garage. But it would have worked fine, except for it was just too small to kind of drape the way I needed it to drape from where the hooks were established. So that, I had put the scarves up and then I took them down and put them up a different way and had them up and it took me like a couple days because I was only doing it for an hour or two in the evening. It took me a couple days to get those up. And then when I got them up, I was like, I don't like that. I still don't like it. So I took them all down again. Well, not all the way down, but I took down like points of them so that I could put new. And I'm fine with how it is now. I've had to accept the fact that it is something that is going to have to be built upon to really become probably what I want it to be. But it does break up the ceiling and it does, like, I still like it enough. I just, there's something about it that is just, it feels incomplete. So I'm just going to have to accept that it's going to take time because I'm going to have to make stuff for it and I'm going to have to find stuff for it and it's going to be have to, just kind of grow over time, which honestly I don't think is a bad experience for me to have to go through because it's going to be the same thing with my weird fence. My weird fence is going to I have a bed frame that I'm putting in my yard eventually and I'm going to have to put things on it to make it what I think it's going to be, but I'm going to have to accept there are going to be stages of that project where it's going to look unfinished because it's going to be unfinished and it's not something I can do in 5 minutes. It's not something that I may even, it may take me several years to really start to love it. Um, but I have to trust that the process will get me where I want to go because part of doing it is the process. So, it made me feel like really frustrated because it wasn't just the fact that I could try something and then try something else and then try something else. It was also the physical exhaustion that was occurring while I was having to get up and down on the ladder because it's not like I could get up and do like multiple points for the scarves. I had to move the ladder and then get up and pin it and then get down and move and pin it. And it was a lot of up and down. I have this drain in my floor that makes it really uneven. So I have to make sure that I'm putting the ladder in a place that's not going to make my ladder wobble and terrify me. And after you do so many up and down, up and down, up and down, your body starts to feel the wear and tear of all that. So it was just like I was super determined to have like try a different idea and try a different idea and try a different idea. And it was just exhausting to do it. And so I wouldn't call it failure. Like I wouldn't call it repeatedly failing. I just was like, I don't like it. Like I tried it and I just didn't like it. So nope, not that. And even now, the last things I put up, because I have this kind of space in the middle going both directions, it's a grid. So there's like a empty space. I was trying to figure out how to fill this empty space around the light. And couldn't figure it out, couldn't figure it out, couldn't figure it out. Finally figured out something that was fine enough. And it made me think of new ideas for the rest of them. And I'm like, I'm not doing that now. Maybe when I start adding elements to it, I will try those things. Or like the first time I need to wash all the scarves or whatever, maybe when I put them back up, I'll try this new thing that I figured out for the last two that I put up. But for now, it's fine enough. Um, and then I'll have to think about it. I think that's something that happens to me a lot too. Is a lot of the stuff I try and figure out like that, I have a lot of time to think. And this one just kind of, the idea came to me, and then like 2 days later, I suddenly had all the supplies and I could just start trying to figure it out in real time, real space. And it was exhausting. And I'm still happy with it for the most part. And yeah, I'm just going to have to trust the process of figuring, like trying new things. And they may not all be winners, and that's going to be totally fine. Um, what else happened this week? I had some like really positive things happen at work, and then some really stressful things happen on Friday that resolved well, but just exhausted me mentally and physically. And so it's just been a roller coaster of like trying things and failing at things, or failing at things, which means you just learn new things. And sometimes that process can be exhausting, but worth it. So accepting the positive side of the things as opposed to focusing on the stress and negative side of the things. But also, I need a recoup day. Oh Lord, do I need a recoup day? I need to mow the grass, and I'm not going to bother today. That's just not going to happen because fuck it. So I feel like there was something else I was going to. Oh, I finally got my youngest son's curtains put up. That has been something that has been looming ever since we finished the transition from moving the computer room, living room downstairs, and moving the boys upstairs to share the entire upper floor. I still have two more windows that need addressing, so that I can get all of the rest of the curtain rods and stuff done. But I've, been feeling guilty about not finishing up his curtains, and finally did it. Finally was like, okay, they're in the basket for the laundry. I'm going to wash. Wash, dry, wrinkled to hell. I looked at my son and I'm like, okay, I could put them up now, but they're wrinkled, or it could take me a little bit longer and I could iron them. And he's like, well, I don't want them wrinkled. I was like, shit. Because I got the curtain rods up, which was the hardest part in my mind, like thinking about doing it when I was trying, like, feeling guilty about not doing it. And then it was like, ugh, I don't want to deal with getting the level and measuring and making sure they're, all put together correctly. But they are done now. The ironing was a pain in the ass, but I also got that done. And they do look so much better being ironed. Um, and like I said, I still have a little bit more to do to actually finish, because they only have 4 windows up there. But I had just gotten done painting. Like I painted 3 rooms, but the equivalent of 4 rooms, and cleaned all the carpets and washed all this stuff. And, there was a lot to do to make this huge transition. It all had to happen at the same time because we were essentially taking 2 rooms upstairs and 2 rooms downstairs and flip flopping. And they all needed to be completely done. And so, survived that. And then got to the end and was just like, there's the last few things that I don't want to do, and I didn't do them, and we're approaching completion finally. So I told him I felt bad and I was sorry that it had taken me so long, and he's like, it's fine. And I'm like, thank God you're young and resilient, because I feel like shit for having taken this long, but now it's done. So again, highs and lows, but all good things, I guess, in the end. Thanks for dropping in. If you want to hang out, you can find me live on Twitch Thursday evenings and middays on Sunday. I hope you have a lovely day, night, time, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I'll see you next time.